Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay. Huh. Hey guys, welcome back to the Cocco channel. This is kind of a pregnancy baby related video. I wanted to kind of tell you what was going on. I asked you guys on Snapchat if you would rather have me wait until I knew exactly what was going on or to just do it now and kind of let you know what is going on with me medically. This has, even though I just said it's like a pregnancy video, I just want to start off letting everyone know that the baby's fine. Baby girl is great. So let's rewind back to July. Okay, I'm gonna let you know right now I'm gonna cry because number one, my hormones are raging, and number two, this was probably one of the most terrifying experiences that I've had as an adult and in general, actually. Okay, so when you are between, I think it was my second or third doctor's appointment with my OB, you have to do a workup of blood. They take like, I don't know, 4 or 5 vials from you, and they just test everything, seeing if there's anything that they can detect through your blood. They want to make sure that, you know, obviously your pregnancy hormone is there and, you know, all of that. So I did that, obviously, and I got a call from the lab there at my OB's office saying that they noticed that my leukocytes and my neutrophils were low. So they wanted me to come in that week. It had been about a week since I had done the blood work, to come back in. They want to see if like maybe my levels had raised, because usually when you are fighting off an infection or a virus, say you get the common cold, you know, your leukocytes are your white blood cells, which are your fighter cells. So those are the things that go and kick viruses' butts. Your neutrophils are also part of your immune system, and they have to do with the bone marrow. And they also go towards infections and help with like inflammation, stuff like that. So go back in, do more blood, and they call me the next day and it is even lower. So the receptionist there at the doctor's office, my OB's office, it wasn't an actual lab assistant or anything like that, it was the receptionist. She says that she has been ordered to write up a referral for me to go to a hematologist, which is a person that specializes in the blood. Now, fun fact is that all hematologists are actually also oncologists, which, if you did not know, is a cancer specialist. So I immediately was like, what? She tells me that up front. She's like, I don't want you to freak out. She's like, but all hematologists are also oncologists, and so you're gonna have to go to a cancer center. And she's like, I don't want that to worry you. And I said, okay, okay. And so she writes up the referral. I ask her like what else it could be, and her not having a ton of medical background, even if she did know medically what it could be, she is not legally allowed to suggest what it could be because she's not licensed to do so. So she, you know, just says that she's not sure, that I could look up literature and stuff like that, and that was pretty much it. That's all I had between the receptionist at the OB's office. So she tells me that she put in the referral that day, and it was, I think, like a Thursday, and if they didn't call by Monday, you know, to call them. Well, the oncology office, the cancer center, calls me Friday and schedules an appointment, and so I ask her, you know, like, what could this be? Again, it's kind of the same thing. She's a receptionist. Legally, she can't suggest what it could or could not be because she's not licensed to do so. So I'm like, well, what the hell? You know, I'm confused as all get out. Like, is this serious? Is it the baby? Is it me? Is it, you know, am I sick? Do I not know, you know? And so I couldn't get in to see them until August. And this was in July. And so it was like, I think even the end of August. And this was happening at the end of July. And so I couldn't get in to see them basically for a month. And so in between that time, I did have the opportunity, it was time for me to see my OB. And so, you know, she looks at it and she's like, you know, that's so strange that it's like your leukocytes and your neutrophils. And so she's like looking around, and I was like, you know, I just have to ask you. I talked to the receptionist here and I talked to the receptionist there, and I haven't been able to get any answers of like what it is that we're like worried about, essentially, you know? And she's like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this for you. And she's like, but with that combination, we're looking for leukemia. And at that time I was 4 months pregnant, and so I was like, what? And so she just basically, you know, that's what she told me, is that it's not typical for pregnancy, because usually in pregnancy it's the opposite way, is that your levels are elevated because you're making another human being, and so you're over processing everything. You have tons of red, tons of white, you know what I mean? Like you're sinking that into another human being. So your normal level for a pregnant woman is between 4.6 and all the way up to, I think it was like 14. So you have like kind of a big window, or maybe it was 6 to 14. So the first time I went, my level was at 2.6. And the next time I went, it was at 2.1. So not only was I well below what you should be, it was also declining. And so that was like this scary thing. And so fast forward to, you know, living with that for a month, of the chances of me having leukemia while being pregnant. Like, you kind of go to a dark place of like, golly, like, am I gonna have to get treatment? Is it gonna be one of those things where I can't get treatment if I'm pregnant? Am I gonna have to choose whose life to save? You know what I mean? Like, you just automatically go there. I don't care who you are. Like, it's, anytime there's cancer involved, like, it's just a terrifying thing. And so I go to the oncologist, and it's at the, I can't remember the name of it, Ironwood Cancer Center, something like that, in Chandler. And my mom, my dad, and Andrew even went with me. Like, it was such a like scary thing, because everyone wanted to be there. Like, even Andrew took off school, and he told me like that when I told him, he was just like dead silent, and that's usually how Andrew is about stuff, you know what I mean? Like, he's just not a reactive person. And so, you know, he was like, well, no matter what, we're just gonna, you know, do what we need to do. He was just like very matter of fact about it. Like, well, you know, we're gonna do what we need to do. And so he like told his drill instructor, and they're called RTOs. And he said that when he was telling her like that he needed that day off, like he started crying, and I was like, what? You don't cry? And especially in front of strangers, he was like, I just don't know. Like, I was telling her that I needed the day off, and it like really sank in that something really could be wrong, because I had to tell her why. So he like told this lady, you know, that potentially his pregnant wife has cancer. Anyway, so we go to the oncologist, and it was literally like a 10-minute thing that they didn't even need to be there for. I even told them all that. I was like, she's probably just gonna order more tests. Sure enough, she orders more blood work, and I had to go do blood work again at a different lab, and they took like, I want to say 8 vials of blood and test. Like, I looked at the test papers, and the first one on there was like leukemia. There was just like all kinds of things they were looking for. And so did that, went back and saw her in September. Do not have leukemia was the #1 thing. However, the next thing is that something could be wrong with my bone marrow, which is not good, because I am pregnant, and the way they get bone marrow, do not look that up. Let alone doing that while you're pregnant, you know what I mean? So what happened was she prescribed me a very high dose of vitamin D, which she said that mine is like completely depleted. She said that 90% of people, it was 9 out of 10 people that walk into her office are vitamin D deficient because, you know, it's so hot here, nobody goes out in the sun, and that's like a major way you get it. So she prescribed me 10,000 milligrams of vitamin D that you take once a week. I'm also a vitamin B deficient, and so she prescribed me 1,000 milligrams that I have to take every single day. That is where we are right now. I do have another order of blood work that I have to do actually this week on Wednesday. If you are a praying person, that'd be great, because I do the blood this Wednesday and then I see her again on Thursday. And if there's not a change after taking all these vitamins and changing my diet for not as much as I should have, but definitely more fruit, more veggies, less eating out. If it doesn't change, then I will have to do a bone marrow biopsy, and that, I don't know how I'm gonna do that pregnant. That's gonna be awful. I mean, I guess it's no different than me getting an epidural, but it's gonna be painful, and I don't want to do that. And not only do you not want to do that, like, you don't want something to be wrong. So I'm just really hoping and praying that that is what will happen, is that these vitamins and my change of diet and, you know, exercising every day, taking walks and stuff, like, has helped somewhat. I don't know if it's diet related. And she already told me, like, up front that it's not something that the baby has caused. It's not something that affects the baby, which I'm so thankful to God for, because that would be terrifying if, like, not only something was wrong with me, something was wrong with the baby. But another huge thing is that both the neutrophils and the leukocytes are part of my immune system and what makes up a lot of your immune system and what kills things. And so we're coming up on flu season, and I don't essentially have an immune system to fight anything. So she told me that I kind of have to treat myself as like a newborn baby, and I can't like go to things that are going to compromise my immune system, and I have to be like extra careful, like sanitizing my hands and, you know what I mean, not putting my hands on my face and stuff like that. So just the L word alone while you're pregnant, like, in general. And that was another thing, is that, you know, I'm so thankful that it wasn't something, well, I can't really say it wasn't something serious, because I don't know what it is yet. I don't know what's causing it. But when we were like coming out of the cancer center, there was this lady that, it's really weird how you check out, you're like in a different room, but you're like all there together. And this lady came out, and I'm assuming it was like one of her friends or whatever, and she just like broke down and started crying. And so I started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Like, that just could be you. And then right next to the room where you check out is the chemo room. And so it was just like rows and rows of these people getting this treatment that, you know what I mean, they just didn't look well. And it was really, really hard, especially while being pregnant and seeing all that. So woo, I promised myself I wasn't gonna cry. So anyways, that's what's going on, and I will keep you updated. This is just something that I've never dealt with before, and that was another scary thing about my OB when she said that she wasn't gonna sugarcoat it, is that she said in her career she'd never seen a pregnant woman with that low of a count. And so we were like, great, can't be good. So anyways, I'm for real gonna end it there. So still don't know what is going on, but it's not the big L word so far. I will keep you updated. I appreciate your guys' patience with me and the secrecy, and you know what I mean? Like, I did not want to come on here and be like, you guys, I might have cancer, and then like have it be cancer and then like not know what to say, or, you know, when it wasn't cancer, feel like an idiot or a drama queen, or have you guys think that I'm like trying to get attention for something that I'm not. You know what I mean? That's not something that you say lightly, like, I might have cancer. You know what I mean? So far, I can't say what it is, but I know it's not leukemia, which is a very huge victory. So I will let you guys know more information as it comes in. I thank you so much for your prayers and your positivity If that's what you're sending, I will take whatever I can get, honestly. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.